Hey everybody, it is Mr. George, and this video is going to look at promotion strategy or promotional strategy. This is one of the 4 P's of marketing that connects with the target market. And promotion strategy looks at the decisions and choices that need to be made as far as how to promote your product or service. The large categories tend to be advertising, public relations, and this ties in with branding, which was a prior video that I've also posted. Okay, we're also going to look at the sales process within this video. So let's kind of get into like an overview of promotion strategy and look at a lot of terms, and let's get going from here. So promotion really is any form of communication that is used to inform, educate, persuade, convince, remind people about product or service. So when we talk about advertising, that's really, it's paid form. You're paying for it. It tends to be non-personal, which would be something like mass marketing, where it's going to be directed to an audience by an actual sponsor. So it could be print media, something that's in print, so whether it's magazine, something that's being mailed directly to your house, or it could be broadcast, so whether it's online, or whether it's TV, or whether it's radio. Okay, again, there are advantages, disadvantages to each of these forms, as well as associated costs depending upon who your target market is. That's why it's important to know who your target market is, so you don't end up wasting your advertising dollars on areas that do not reach the group of people that you really are trying to reach and appeal to. When we talk about public relations, that means any activity designed to create a favorable image towards your company, your business, products, or policies. So these are things that some places just will announce a press release. It could be some type of story that is online. It could be a news-related story. Anything that's being placed through the media that is portraying your business or product in some type of positive light tends to be beneficial. Okay. So as far as types of promotion, we have, first one was advertising, second one public relations and publicity, third one sales promotion. So this is the use of short-term incentives or interest-building marketing activities to stimulate traffic, whether it's foot traffic, brick and mortar, or whether it's online web traffic, and encourage the buying of a product or service, ultimately leading to sales. So there are 2 broad categories. In our course, we're really going to look at the second one, which is business to consumer. So when we say business to business, sometimes they'll write that as B2B. So these are ways that businesses can appeal to other businesses. So slotting allowances, buying allowances, by attending trade shows and conventions, as well as providing sales incentives to businesses to attain certain sales targets or quotas. So that's B2B, business to business. Second subcategory within sales promotion looks at business to consumer. So that's B2C, B2C. So there are lots of different ways that a business can try and reach out to their consumers. It can be by offering low cost items at a discount, or sometimes just providing free products, free samples, designed to increase traffic, increase chatter, attract new customers, and oftentimes these things are done online. They're done through social media as ways of like generating traffic, discussion, getting people talking, sponsorship, promotion of a company in association with a property, with an event, with a group, somehow creating these strong associations that also provide favorable image to certain target market. Any type of incentive, so whether they're contests, sweepstakes, We talked about rebates before, where if you buy something and then afterwards you can submit a rebate, and then they'll give you money back. Oftentimes they might collect information about you through the rebate, and some people might not even bother with the rebate, in which case they don't have to pay that back. Product samples, free stuff, whether you're at a store and they're offering, hey, test this out, let us know how it is, free samples. Promotional tie-ins are when companies kind of come together. For example, if you had a car company tying in with a video game, where you see the brand of automobile that's now being displayed throughout the actual video games. That's called a promotional tie-in. That kind of benefits both companies. Product placement. So this is like putting products in places to enhance the image of a company or a product. For example, if you're watching a TV show, pay attention to all the different brands and products that you see that they talk about. It might be someone getting into a certain vehicle in a program, and then just mentioning, wow, look at all the space inside. Or so it could be something that someone says, something that someone sees. Lots of movies have been built around products as well. If you think about Castaway with Tom Hanks, where it's kind of like a big infomercial for Federal Express. If you look at, say, The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, you see that's kind of like a movie set around Google. So lots of opportunities to showcase products and services in places in TV as well as in movies. So we talk about visual merchandising. Those really look at displays that you'll see when you walk into, say, grocery stores, retailers, as well as the marketing programs they offer by rewarding customers for being loyal, for purchasing frequently. For example, frequent flyer miles through airlines, or you get points if you stay at certain hotels where you earn yourself a free night somewhere. And the last category is personal selling, where somehow you're receiving personal presentations to someone with the intent of actually making a sale. So you have a salesperson, for example, on a car dealership where someone's trying to sell you something, an actual vehicle. So we look at promotional mix. That really looks at the combination of these different types of promotion. A business decides on the mix that will be the most effective in persuading potential customers to purchase and support its products. Here are two other examples: push policy and pull policy. Push, where you have the manufacturer that's trying to push it through those channels of distribution, and the pull policy, where they're actually trying to create consumer demand as far as trying to incentivize customers to go out and create demand for their products. So we have down here the process of putting your promotional plan together. Okay, so we have the steps right here: determining objectives, budget, mix, plan, execute it, and then evaluate as your marketing plan might evolve. Have some examples here. We talk about publicity. We're looking at the placement of newsworthy items about a business, new products, or employees in the media. It's really designed to attract public interest. When we talk about, the principal function of publicity really is building an image. Image is the way a company or organization is defined in people's minds. And again, through that image, value is derived. And publicity can be positive, or at times it can be negative. Publicity is free. Advertising is not free. Advertising is paid for. So a couple of the terms that come up here is goodwill. Goodwill is this kindly feeling of approval and support, the favor or prestige that a business has acquired beyond the value of what it sells. So say, for example, you bought something and you didn't have the receipt and you brought it back, and say that they took that product from you and then gave you back a new one. You might feel like, wow, you know what, even though I had a problem, they addressed my problem, they solved my problem, and they really earned some goodwill, whereas you won't leave them as a customer. You're still gonna stay with them. So what I want to look at next is the sales process and how to sell effectively. So when we talk about elements of the sales process, we're looking at, well, there's information, there's a way of persuasion, trying to persuade someone, meeting the needs of the customer, and really it becomes translating features of the product or service into benefits. Okay, and this ties in with the motives, reasons why someone would spend money looking at the sale of a product or service. And all sales experiences are definitely not the same. So some other terms within sales, this concept of prospecting. A prospect is a potential customer. Prospecting is the process of finding and targeting potential customers. Now, a lot of companies do this through referrals. Okay. The system of referral or word of mouth is an excellent way for lots of local businesses to be able to acquire new customers. And with that typically comes tracking and follow-up. So the pre-approach within sales is really gathering and analyzing information about the prospect. So say, for example, you're trying to sell real estate and you have someone that has called you because they're interested in a certain type of house. So really you're trying to find out as much information as you can so that you are prepared to be able to find the right house for this person. So we call that the pre-approach. So the approach is the how and the way that the salesperson will lead into this sales presentation. So then you have the actual presentation. So you're going to explain, you're going to demonstrate, you're going to build interest level of the prospect, handle any questions that they may have, as well as any objections that they might have as far as, no, that's not what I want, or that's not what I need, or I heard this was better. And then it's actually closing the sale may require some type of follow-up. So as we get to the last slide here with the sales presentation, hopefully that has given you a pretty good overview of promotional strategy. So we're talking about advertising, we're talking about publicity, public relations, we're looking at the sales process, and it just really ties in and connects with either rational or emotional motives, because it really drives the image that a company wants to project. Thanks for watching.